All right, well, obviously, we're extremely excited to be playing the BCS National Championship game against a very good Florida State team. You know, yesterday was a lot of fun. Very proud of our team win the SEC Championship and everything that goes with that.
Question?
Gus, where did you watch the game last night, the Ohio State-Michigan State game?
I got a chance to watch the last 2 minutes when I got home. I was kind of keeping up a little bit in my phone, and when I got in my car, turned on the radio, but got a chance to watch the last 2 minutes on TV.
Have you reached out to Coach D'Antonio at all today?
No, but I need to.
Coach, what was, we see you on the field, celebrating those big plays. Did we get a boom when you got the win? Or?
Yeah, probably during the game. There was a few, when we scored, but after the game, it was just, we're very proud of our team to see the smiles on a guy's face. They got it done.
Gus, how about with all your high school teams, college teams, with your coordinator or head coach, how close does this one come to reaching? Because to us, it seems like they've reached their maximum deal, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know if I've ever had a team come as far as we have. The very first game, we were average at best team. We were work in progress probably the first half of the season, but our guys continued to improve. They continued to work hard in practice, which is rare. Like I said, I can probably count on one hand the practices that our coaches weren't very happy with. And our players bought into what we asked, and they worked extremely hard, and they earned the right to get here.
Did you kind of figure that you got Nick here and went through a couple of scrimmages that it was probably worth maybe a couple free wins just based off what he's able to do running football?
Well, once we named him the starter, he's got very good athleticism. He's good when things break down. And in this league, you have to have a guy that can be good when things break down because the defensive fronts are that good.
Because you had some experience in 2010 with you had experience in 2010 with the layoff, kind of the long period in between. Yeah. How's that going to help you, and what kind of have you thought about a plan for you guys?
Yeah, I'd like to think that would definitely help. I thought we had a very solid plan in 2010. Anytime you got a month before you play, you got to be strategic. You got to rest your guys enough mentally and physically, but keep them as fresh as you can and get your work done. And then you try to keep some type of routine, especially the last 2 weeks before you play. But I really felt good about our plan in 2010. It'll be fairly similar to that.
Gus, you said last night that early in the season Nick only knew about 25% of the offense. What was it that made you comfortable to still put him out there and confident in him early on when he only knew that much of the offense?
Well, he gave us the best chance of winning, we felt like. Like I said, when we let our 4 quarterbacks that were competing in fall camp go live, that's the day that he really separated himself, and we felt like as coaches that he gave us the best chance of winning. And we knew we were going to need to be patient with him. But he really picked up things better than we could even thought, especially probably the Mississippi State after that drive right there at the end. Things started to slow down for him, and he was able to play football.
I think Trey has to come out of the game maybe once. Were you kind of keeping a close eye on him? Did you keep waiting for him to say no?
Yeah. As you're going and we're pacing, Coach Horton, Coach Lashley, and myself are always talking, hey, how is he? Because you're worried about running backs getting fatigued, fumbling the ball, making mistakes. But Trey had that look on his face, and I just, in between series, I'd go ask him, "You okay?" And he said, "Coach, keep giving it to me. We got to win the SEC championship." He had that look in his eyes, so we weren't going to take him out unless he took himself out.
Coach, you've had guys like that, like Chris, calling for the ball, wanting to know that play. What's it like to have multiple guys on the team that demand that ball, demand the opportunity to make a play for you?
Yeah, and then they do something about it. I've had players in the past that wanted the ball and didn't do anything with it. These guys, they're doing something with it. And when you have that experience from a coach-player standpoint, and they come through, I mean, you keep giving it to them. And he proved yesterday against a very good run defense that he's one of the best running backs in the country, if not the best.
Lots of talk about him deserving to go to New York with the Iceman. Do you feel like he?
Oh yeah, he's one of the best players in college football. There's no doubt. He proved that yesterday, and you look at what he's done in this league, especially as of late, against very good defenses and the way he runs, and I think he has 22 touchdowns, which is the most, I believe, in single season SEC history. There's been some pretty good running backs in this league.
Gus, you had a chance to look at the video from the game, and what did you see if you did?
Yeah, watched a little bit of the video. You know, today's been kind of crazy and all that. Hadn't been a normal routine, but our kids played extremely hard. You know, we faced some adversity, we faced challenges, and they came through again. And we knew it wasn't going to be easy. And we played a top 5 team for the SEC Championship. We had a very physical and emotional game the week before. I was concerned about that affecting us, and we made some mistakes early on, but they had a lot to do with that. But our guys never panicked. They kept playing. In fourth quarter, we were able to distance ourselves a little bit and enjoy the last couple minutes.
Gus, I know the season, you know, you've been grinding and focused on the next one. Did you get a chance to sleep last night? Did you get a chance to kind of turn it off?
Probably better than I had a few weeks before, just because we're not playing another opponent. So I would say there was a little bit more relaxation than there had been.
Gus, talk about the role, the analysts that you hired, Brett Bierman and Chip and those guys, kind of how they've been able to help you these last 2 months.
Yeah, well, they've helped us all year. They helped us with relationships with our players and everything that goes with that, assisting our assistant coaches. I mean, they've been a big part.
Do they break down film and stuff and kind of help you guys with that?
Yeah, they do a little everything.
How did this team get from average in week 1 to what it is now?
Wow, it's been something to watch. It really has. Just to see them grow, see them come together, see them believe in each other. It's really been something to watch and be a part of, and just extremely proud of them.
Yes, the good guys talked about when you got here, you told them right away, we'll have the biggest turnaround in college football. How important was it for you to kind of start getting that confidence in them that they should have in themselves?
Yeah, you know, in spring, I mean, we were very physical, we were very demanding, we strained them. We tried to have the guys that are going to be with us and be together. If not, they need to do something different. And, you know, they did everything we asked. And the guys that made it, you know, they hung in there and played good football.
Coach, you had said during the off weeks that there was going to be a lot of self-evaluation, looking back at what you're good at. Particularly after LSU, it seemed like offensively what you were doing really changed dramatically.
Yeah.
Nick was passing a lot more before that, and his rushing has really taken off since. How much in that week did you look at yourself and your play calling and decide to just change a lot of things?
That's exactly what we did during that week. That first off week was more about us, and it gave us a chance to catch our breath because we still were learning about our players, not only from a physical standpoint, but you know, as a team, you know, how we handle situations. So we evaluate our personnel, and we got a plan for the rest of the year. And offensively, we felt like we need to run some more read zone. And defensively, you know, we end up playing quite a bit of man-to-man defense.
You relied on the seniors a lot this year. How much are you going to rely on those guys who played in 2010 to really kind of help you?
Yeah, well, they got experience. They've been there and they've done that, and it's a very unique experience. And you know, the first time we went through it, you know, I learned a lot. I know a lot of our players learned a lot. It's not normal. I mean, it's not just the fact that it's 30 days, but everything that goes with it. With the spotlight on for 30 minutes, you know, 30 days, there's a lot that goes with it.
When you've cited Nick not going through spring as far as slowing down his progression and learning the offense early on and being a stepping stone, a hurdle, I should say, for him early on, how much did that also make it difficult for you to understand what he was capable of and was part of that first initial review process?
Yeah, we just learned a lot about him. We learned his strengths, and we tried to ask him not to do stuff he wasn't comfortable with. And so that was kind of our plan moving forward.
Coach, just looking at, you guys seem to play big in big games. And I don't know, you know, whether it's the Alabama, Iron Bowl, SEC Championship, Georgia game. What is it about this team that kind of rises to the occasion? Yeah, I think that's the unique thing about this team is in the biggest, most pressure moments, they come through. And they do it time and time again. And that's just a tribute to those guys. And they believe they're going to win. And they believe it's a close game, they're going to win. And, you know, there was times that things didn't look good at all. And I'd always look on the sidelines and didn't see anybody defeated, didn't see anybody with their head down. They really believed, and they found a way to do it.
Gus, how does a season like this affect recruiting in a general sense? I mean, do you feel like a lot more guys are interested in Auburn at this point?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, we're a team on the rise. the future is extremely bright, and we've got an excellent staff that are not just good coaches, but they're good people. And they got great relationships with their players outside of football, which is rare in college football.
Gus,
What I'm curious is, did you have to do a lot of confidence building after last year, or did you just kind of forget about it and just go with a fresh start? How did you, for them mentally?
Yeah, I just came in here and said, we're putting last year in the rearview mirror. I don't care whose fault it was, why it happened, all that. Everybody's got a fresh start. And you're going to earn the right to be on the field. And we just, just started that way.
Gus, what do you see when you watch Trey run the ball like so successfully? What, just bursting through holes, making holes sometimes himself. What do you see when you watch Trey do what he did last night?
Yeah, well, he's tough. He's mentally and physically tough. I don't know very many other running backs you could give it to. What do we give it to him, 46 times? That would still be going strong. Had good ball security. It's a lot of fun to watch from the sideline.
Did you see that when he was a freshman? Did you see that he had the opportunity to get the?
Yeah, of course we recruited him and he was extremely fast. Coming out of high school, he wasn't as big and as strong as he is now. But when he was a freshman, you knew he had a chance. He was a tough guy. Didn't talk much, just did his job. And of course, last year he had 1,000 yards, even though it was a tough year for him. And this year he's really established himself as really our go-to guy. And the unique thing about it is most people know he's getting it. And he's run and earned some very tough yards. After that first contact, he breaks most of the first contact, and he's a tough guy.
You mentioned you went from being an average team to what you are now.
Maybe below average. We weren't very good the very first game.
What have you learned about yourself in these 12, 13 weeks?
I did just feel very blessed to not only beat Auburn, but to beat Auburn at this time, coaching this team. It's been extremely gratifying for me to watch this group. Very proud of our coaches too. Our coaches have done an excellent job. And the unique thing about it, it's players, it's coaches, it's managers. We're all in this thing together.
You got some veteran coaches on your staff that have not coached in a national championship. What do you think it means to them to get to this point?
Well, I'm just proud of them. If they get, they're getting the opportunity, they've earned it. Like I said in the spring, we had, it was very demanding. At times we weren't very good in the spring, and we had to learn to play good, hard-nosed Auburn football. And our coaches did a great job of teaching what that is.
Gus, you said about being here and you alluded to the future. What was it that made you go into Jay Jacobs' office Thursday night and say, let's get this deal done?
Well, this is where I want to be. I mean, I love Auburn, and you start hearing rumors about this stuff. I didn't want our players, our coaches, or our fans to wonder how I felt. I wanted to be here, and I'm one blessed guy to be the head coach of the Auburn Tigers.
Guys, talk about CJ just played a little bit last night. Was he hurt or something?
Yeah, he was banged up. We thought he would have a chance to play. Got in pregame, and he was having a little bit of trouble. And as the game goes on, we put him in there for one play, and we'll need to get him healthy.
How about Halsey or some of those guys that are hurt with a month off playoff? Is there any possibility he was coming back?
Who's that?
Somebody like Josh Halsey or.
It's going to be tough for those guys that have been out for a long period of time.
Gus, you said Trey was kind of small, obviously, when you first got him here, but how much, when you came back, how much do you see him progress? Like, what did you see him do?
Yeah, a lot. From the standpoint, he's bigger, he's stronger. He's a tough guy. I mean, I can't say that enough, how tough, physically and mentally tough he is. He didn't back down from anybody or any moment.
Gus, we always hear you talk about, Nick being so level-headed and he doesn't get too high, too low. When you're evaluating quarterbacks, how much does that go into it compared to, like, if Nick had been more of a fiery guy? I mean, is that something when you're evaluating quarterbacks really
I've had a little bit of everything from a quarterback standpoint. Sometimes more fiery than others, but, the even kill guys that don't get too high or too low are the ones that you're usually successful for in the long term.
Who are some of the other guys like that you've had?
Cam was pretty even tempered too, so
Well,
that's a good example.
Where was Red on that?
Yeah, Rhett was, he was similar. And, he was a really good quarterback in his own right.
Take a few more.
Did you call Charlie Patrick after last night?
No, we texted.
Coach, we talked about 545 rushing yards last night.
Yeah.
Is the offensive line playing at a really super high?
Yeah, I gotta believe our offensive line is one of the best in college football. You know, teams are knowing we're gonna run it, and our offensive line has done a great job. Coach J.B. Grimes deserves a lot of credit too. It's a thing of beauty to watch those guys work.
Because you've been hesitant to compare Trey to Darren or Felix previously, but as he goes for the Heisman, voting wraps up tomorrow, and he'll probably get back to New York. Do you see where he compares to those guys?
He's in that same category.
All right, Coach. Thank you.